What's up guys, and today we are gonna put the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus head to head with the Moto G5 Plus. So yeah, this is gonna be a good one, and we will see if the Moto G5 Plus can stand against the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus on even one perspective. So this is the showdown between a $1,000 phone and a $200 phone. Firstly, build quality. So both of these devices have a good build quality, and on an average we'll start on the Moto G5 Plus. The Moto G5 Plus has a metal unibody design with plastic chamfered corners, and the plastic does make it feel a bit flimsy, but it will certainly protect it from falls. And the phone does feel really good. The screen has Corning Gorilla Glass 3 which will protect it from drops. Checking out the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, it has an all glass design. The phone feels really premium in hand and it's really stunning. The back and the front have Corning Gorilla Glass 5, which I think have the same intensity and resistance as Corning Gorilla Glass 3. So certainly we can say that the Moto G5 Plus will perform better in drops and falls of the phone. But still, build quality will go to the GS9 Plus because of its more premium and glass finish. Next, talking about the UI experience. So this is the side where the coins are flipped. On Moto G5 Plus, we have near stock Android experience with some of the Motorola tweaks. On the other hand, on the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, we have the Samsung experience, which is customized by Samsung, and it's a heavy skin on Android. So checking out some of the things like settings on both of the devices, we can see that there is more of a material and minimalistic look on the Moto G5 Plus, but the GS9 Plus has its own skin. Again, it's about preference here, and anybody can like the Samsung experience or stock Android, but I think most of the people will prefer the stock Android experience because of its pure Android. And we have some of the features like Edge apps on the GS9 Plus, and on the Moto G5 Plus we have certain customizations like Moto actions and Moto gestures, which can come in handy at many times. So we have various tweaks like chopping the device twice to turn on the flashlight, twisting the device to turn on the camera. So these can really come in handy on the Moto G5 Plus. But when we check the Android version on these things, the GS9 Plus has Android Oreo and Motorola has Nougat. So we all know that Motorola is bad with updates, but still your experience goes to Moto G5 Plus for me. So this is getting really interesting here. Checking on biometrics on these things. So nowadays manufacturers are giving a lot of pressure on biometric security systems. Checking out the biometric boards on both of these phones, we see a lot of difference. On the GS9 Plus, we see a bunch of features, but on the Moto G5 Plus, we are a little less, but not that drastic change. As you can see on the GS9 Plus, we have iris scanning, facial recognition, intelligent scan, and much more. But on the other hand, on Moto G5 Plus, we do not have iris scanning. We only have face unlock, and that is too given by Google in the stock Android experience. So we are gonna be comparing both of them in just a few seconds. So comparing the fingerprint scanner. The fingerprint scanner is placed at the back on the GS9 Plus, and on the Moto is placed in front. So yeah, we'll play that in slow motion, and as you can see, I'll try to coordinate it as much as possible, but as we see that the GS9 Plus finish unlocks in just a second faster. That's not a drastic or a huge difference, but it's very less. As you can see here also, the difference is really less. And I would say the fingerprint scanners of both of the devices are capable enough. Testing out the facial recognition. Now here also we will say that the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus is much better because the Moto G5 Plus can be fooled by a 2D image, and trying out facial recognition 2 or 3 times we can see that the Moto G5 Plus can fail. So certainly GS9 Plus wins this one. Checking out the cameras on this thing. So the camera on the GS9 Plus is the highlighting factor of this device. The main marketing strategy for the GS9 Plus is that dual variable aperture camera. And checking out the modes on the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus at first, we can see that we have a lot of modes like super slow-mo, AR emoji, and the other like pro. In the pro mode we can change the variable aperture, as you must have seen in many of the videos, like this. And on the Moto G5 Plus we also have settings, and checking out the modes, we are a little bit of shy here. We have professional mode, slow motion, video, picture, panorama, and that's pretty much it. So not a lot to choose here. Checking out the video resolution, so on the GS9 Plus the phone is just really good. We have a bunch of video resolutions from 4K 60 FPS to all the way down, so that's really good. But on the Moto G5 Plus we don't have 4K 60 but we have 4K 30, and I reckon that video on Moto G5 Plus will be shaky because of no optical image stabilization. Although on the other side the GS9 Plus has optical image stabilization. As you can see down in the settings, we can see video stabilization. So we're gonna be looking at some snapshots, sample shots, and this is taken by the Moto G5 Plus. As you can see, the dynamic range is a little shy over here. Checking out the GS9 Plus, so the picture is a bit sharper, not a lot of difference here because the aperture of these phones is more or less the same, and zooming the picture the camera 100% Moto G5 Plus, the picture is really unclear. On the GS9 Plus, as you can see, the picture zooms a lot more and is much more clear because of that second telephoto lens. Taking an indoor shot in artificial lighting conditions, as you can see, Moto G5 Plus, and this is the GS9 Plus. One thing to notice is that the GS9 Plus image is less noise, and the video on the Moto G5 Plus at 1920p 60 fps, as you can see, is shaky and is not that smooth. While I walk, as you can see, the picture gets a lot shaky. On the other hand, on the GS9 Plus, the video is buttery smooth, and as you can see, even while I'm walking, it cannot be told that the phone is moving because of that optical image stabilization. So that's really cool. But Samsung has done a good job in the camera of this thing. The picture quality is also really good. So the camera winner will be GS9 Plus here. Checking out the battery. So one of the weakest point of Samsung devices, I think, is the battery, as the user always ends up with 10 or 5% battery at the end of the day. And in this phone, this is the case again. The phone has 3500 mAh of battery, but because of the large screen size, it's just not great. Moto G5 Plus takes this. Checking out the display quality. So this factor is also really important and should be considered. So actually the GS9 Plus can play HDR videos, and the picture quality we'll just see. Playing a YouTube video, as you can see, we have options of HDR on the GS9 Plus, but on the other hand, if we check the Moto G5 Plus, there is no HDR resolution option. So we'll play the videos side by side and you can make a complete comparison. So I'll firstly play the video on both of the devices. As you can see, the colors on the GS9 Plus are much brighter and vibrant that make it look really good. Checking out the GS9 Plus, as you can see, the picture just pops out because of those dripping edges at the sides of the phone that make it really look stunning. As you can see, the dynamic range of this screen is also really good. As this is an OLED panel, we'll get deeper blacks. Checking out the Moto G5 Plus, so this is an IPS LCD 1080p panel, and if we play it, there is a distinct difference between two of the phones, and certainly we are paying a more premium in the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus for the display. The small screen size of the Moto G5 Plus is also a factor and should be kept in mind. So playing the video side by side, as you can see, the GS9 Plus is the clear winner. So what did you guys think of this comparison? Let me know in the comments. And this was crazy of an idea. So the winner here will be the GS9 Plus. So thanks for watching. Peace.